Hey, what's up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What's going on? What's cracking? What's up, everybody, man? What's going on? Who we got in the house today? Oh, I see Red in the house early, man. What up, Red? What up, Trenton, New Jersey? What up, Baltimore? Tyree Lynch, I see you. What's up, man? What up, everybody, man? All right, as you pile in here, as you come in here, make sure you hit that like button, man. Let's go. Let's go. Because Young Thug and Gunna was in court today, man. It's looking bad, man. This thing is looking horrible. I'm going to keep it funky, man. I'm going to keep it a whole beam with y'all, man. It's looking bad, dog. Now, hopefully you guys can hear me loud and clearly or whatnot. So let's go ahead and start doing some more shout outs. Yo. Don't try to play me. Oh, let me stop. Tapping in from Stockton, 209. What's up, Port City? What up? 14th Street Cut Boys, what's up, man? Keep it going. Valdosta, Georgia in the building. What's up, Valdosta? What's up? What up? What up? Who else we got in the building, man? Let's go. Let's go. Y'all make sure as y'all come in here, hit that like button. Let's run them up. Let everybody know we active. Trinidad and Tobago in the building. What's up, Trinidad? What up? Kingston, Jamaica up in here. What up, man? Oh, okay. That's a new person from Kingston, Jamaica. What's up, man? All right, I see Memphis, the 901. What's up? Scary movie, yeah. Scary movie for anybody who's rapping that gangster stuff, anybody who's living that thug life, man. This should be a scary movie for them because we're going to talk about what went down in court today. And I know most of y'all probably go to work all day, right? I do, this is what I do for, what I do. Yeah. So what I did was I watched that whole court case today, man. And to keep it funky, court is boring, man. You forget when you're not in court how boring it is just watching the whole day go through court. You know what I'm saying? They talking about this motion, this paperwork, that paperwork. Did you download the file? Did you not download the file? And then it gets to the good parts. Lucky for y'all, I took some of the best parts and cut them up into snippets, and we're going to react to them. What up, Houston, Texas? Richmond, Virginia, what up, man? Hey, as y'all get in here, make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Let's rock. You know what I mean? 904 in the building. What's up? Napa, California, that's 707. What's up, man? Cheers to you. All right? Feel me? I see that 785 Top City, Kansas, man. What up, Top City, Kansas? What up, Kansas? Chicago in the building. What's up, Chicago? As always, y'all always in here heavy. Got the 504 boys up in the building, or 504. Got New Orleans. All right, that 864. What's up? Roanoke, Virginia, the 540. What's up, man? The land of forgotten people, man, or lost people, right? Ain't that where people went missing, like, back in the 1800s or some 1700s? You remind me. Atlanta in the check-in. What's up, ATL? That's one of my old stomping grounds. Chicago, what's up? What up? Always. Dallas, Texas is in here. The D in the building. Or I should say Big D. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Antigua in the building, man. What's up, Antigua? That's one of the islands as well, man. Wilmington, Delaware in the building. What's up, Wilmington? I know about Delaware, man. I used to live on the East Coast. I know about Delaware, yo. They don't talk about how many brothers and sisters is out there, man. But I know the secret. You know what I mean? Duval, what's up? The 904 in the building. What up? What up? You got to do Kayvon Slim Charles from The Wire. Son died real. Oh, man. Yeah. Actually, okay. I got you. Bristol, Tennessee, what's up? Jacksonville, Florida in the building, what's up? The 704 in the building, what's up? The 423, Bristol, Tennessee, again, I see you. Yeah, bro, I got to rock with you. Yay, I appreciate it, GGFX, man. Shout out to the boy, you know what I'm saying? South Memphis in the building, what's up, South Memphis? What up? What up? All right, laughing out loud for sure. What up? Columbus, Ohio in the building, what's up? 803, Ennis, yeah, feel me? All right, man, we got all these people in here. Y'all hit that like button if you're in here right now, man. Run them likes up, man. Let's go. Let's get my likes up, man. Let's do this. All right, I see 337 because I'm going to show y'all love. Just make sure y'all show it back. 757 in the house. We got Jersey in the building. What's up? All right, man, let's get to what we're going to be getting to. All right, so today, obviously, we're going to be talking about the Young Thug trial today, right? Now, Young Thug and Gunna were both in trial with a lot of their co-defendants. It was crazy how much information came out today, and we'll get to that a little later. But man, it was a wild day in court and a lot of revelations, especially of any snitch rumors out there. If there was any worry, or if there was any concern or anybody doubting the fact that there was a snitch in YSL's crew, you can best believe there is definitely somebody from YSL that's testifying against him now. I know there's been names that's put out there. I know about the YSL Woody video and all that, man. I've seen all that. I even talked about it on the video we did, right? But to be real, they confirmed in court that they hiding somebody. We're going to get to that, man. We're going to play the video and all that. Also, man, I want to talk about this Nappy Roots situation, man. So Nappy Roots was a group, from, the early to mid 2000s, and they had some hit songs and whatnot, man. Real positive group, too, man. They had that positive aspect to them. But something savage happened to one of the group members, man. And we're going to delve into all that. But before we get to the specifics and do what we got to do, what I need everybody in here to do is make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And, man, let's get it. Okay, what up, man? All right, so we're going to start off with Nappy Roots, man. All right, now for those of you who are just tuning in and checking me out, make sure you hit that like button as you come in the building. But, man, we're going to start off talking about this Nappy Roots situation. So this is kind of crazy. So Nappy Roots is a group from Louisville, Kentucky, right? Most of them come from Louisville. I think a couple guys from like Bowling Green or whatnot like that. And they were really, really, really popping, man, back in the days. You know what I'm saying? When I say back in the days, I'm talking about those early 2000s. And for those of you who don't know, man, during that time period, it was tougher for Southern artists to be taken as serious on the mainstream level. Now, people are going to be mad at me and say, oh, no, 8 Ball, MJG, a lot of people was out, Outkast was out. It was still it was still a part of breaking that door down before the South took over. You know what I'm saying? It was like still cats who were out here denying, the South's credibility in the game. And Nappy Roots, they were as Southern as it comes. I mean, their name was Nappy Roots, but what was different about them is they had this positive, kind of socially conscious type of rap style. There was a deeper message and deeper meaning to the things that they got. They were like the Louisville version of, I'd say, Goody Mob or something like that. But even more self-conscious and happy, feel-good music than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that would be a perfect example of what they're kind of like, man. It's Goody Mob, but even happier and more, self-conscious than that, or more uplifting than that, right? Which is dope. But after the group split up, well, let's talk about the group a little bit. With the group, they ended up doing some big things, man, getting nominated for a Grammy and all that, man. Now, the guy that you see in this picture right here in front of you is a guy by the name of Fish Scale, also called Scale. And basically, he was one of the members of the group. And when the group disbanded or whatnot, he moved to Atlanta, stayed in Atlanta like a lot of people do once they become successful in the music game. And he went to becoming an entrepreneur, doing things on his own, trying to get money out the mud based on the leverage that they got from being a hip-hop group and collective. And plus, there's nothing you wouldn't like about the Nappy Roots. Let's be real. The Nappy Roots were such a positive group. And yes, there were some things that they did that seemed a lot slapstick and, like they were playing on the country aspect a little too much. But man, at the end of the day, it seemed like their music and everything they did resonated with fans. Well, it's sad to say that, since he's gone on in his ventures and doing things in Atlanta, he's fell victim to some of the things that go down in Atlanta. Now, what's crazy is, dude opened a brewery, which I have to give him props for that, because I could only imagine the red tape to open a brewery. You know what I'm saying? And along with one of his partners in the game, another guy by the name of Skinny, this guy in this picture right here, they had a pretty successful brewery. I'm not sure how new it was or whatnot, but it seemed like, it was a good move for them and, them being in the game, right? Now, what's crazy is he fell prey to a lot of what's going on in Atlanta right now, and kind of plays into why this YSL case and other cases coming out of Atlanta are so important, man. He ended up getting shot and almost grabbed, snatched up. Yes, man, I'm talking about Liam Neeson style nabbed, you know what I'm saying? Taken type deal. But he was able to elude those people, but not without getting shot. So let's actually look at the video from one of the Fox local news reports there, and they talked about the situation. Let's check this out.
Police search for 2 armed robbers and Natalie, thank you. We are staying on top of breaking news as Atlanta police search for 2 armed robbers and kidnappers. Investigators say someone was robbed at a restaurant in Castleberry Hill. An owner was then kidnapped and found shot in Hapeville. And Good Day's Lindsay Tooman joins us live now with more on this. Lindsay, good morning.
Good morning to you, Buck. And this is where it all started. Atlanta police say they got the call at around 11 o'clock last night to the...
Now, this is the news break of when the incident took place. The first found out about the incident after he had been shot.
Atlantucky Brewery. This is actually owned by members of the group Nappy Roots. So when officers responded here, they found out that a customer had actually been robbed in the parking garage, which is connected to the brewery over here. Shortly after that robbery, those suspects, Atlanta police say there are at least 2 of them, made their way inside the brewery as it was closing and went after the owner. They forced the owner into his own car, a white Mercedes SUV, then started...
Sound like Nappy Roots did good with their money, huh? White Mercedes SUV, opening up a brewery in a nice part of town. Seemed like they doing good, you know what I'm saying? Sad to say, man, these cats ran up there, looking for victims because they obviously tried to, based on this story, try to rob somebody in the parking lot, then moved on to the owner as he's trying to close it. Well, let me play this before we recover it. Before we react to it.
Driving toward Hapeville. Along the way, the owner made his escape.
Once he had an opportunity, he tried to make a run for it. What we learned is the suspects grabbed him, and they began to tussle, and that's when he got shot.
Atlanta police say that victim was shot 1 time in the leg. It is believed to be a non-life-threatening injury, and he was brought to a local hospital to be treated. While there, he was alert and conscious.
Man, I got to say this. I don't like this happening in Atlanta, man. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta used to be that place you go to, and I remember the very first time I ever went to Atlanta, I was like, man, black folks own all this? Everything? This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Coming where I came from, it just wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? But the direction that it's taken lately, man, it's crazy, man. These guys are doing something positive, opening up a brewery, doing something big, incorporating the fact that they're there in Atlanta and the fact that they're originally from Kentucky. And they brought you great music back in the past with a positive, message. But let's rock, man.
Police, though, searching for those suspects, and they say they're actually working with Hapeville police in order to track them down as soon as possible. They are asking if anyone has any information to please contact them, though. And as soon as we get more information about those suspects or a suspect description, we'll update you here on the air and online as well. Reporting live in downtown, I'm Lindsay Tooman for Good Day Atlanta.
All right, Lindsay, thanks. We'll check back in.
All right, so you heard exactly what happened there, man. And basically, the reporter is letting it be known that, there was a robbery. At the time, they knew somebody worked there had got robbed. And at the time, they knew somebody in the parking lot had potentially been robbed, but they didn't know all the details. They just knew that the Nappy Roots, somebody from the Nappy Roots group, owned that place. Now, what's crazy is one of the owners was one of the potential victims, one of the main victims in this situation, because he's the only one who got shot. So let's actually look at another news clip from earlier, more recent than that actually talks about those aspects of the case, man. And as far as we know, it seems like the shooters are still at large. But in that area, I'm pretty sure they did their due diligence, had cameras set up. So we'll see how this goes. You know what I mean?
News alert, Atlanta police are searching for a robber who they say kidnapped a brewery owner and shot him. Grammy Award-winning group Nappy Roots owns the business. Investigators responded to a robbery around 11 o'clock.
That sounds savage, don't it, man? tried to kidnap him. You know what I'm saying? Why? Dog? Like, I mean, obviously they saw the car because they mentioned that in the last story that, there was a white Mercedes that was out there. They probably thought, oh man, his family probably got some dough to give it up for him or something like that. But man, he ain't deserve all that. But let's go.
Last night at Atlantucky Brewery. It's on Northside Drive, and that's where we find Fox 5's Deidre Dukes. Deidre, what can you tell us?
Now, the brewery is closed this afternoon, but the owner...
My bad. Hopefully y'all can see that. I see y'all, man, in the chat. Let me go ahead and expand that for y'all, man. So y'all can see it a little bit more. Hopefully that helped. Yeah, that should be bigger than... Pause. All right, so let's get to it, man.
The co-owner of this establishment, a member of the Nappy Roots, is here on the scene. He's been here throughout the morning talking to reporters. Rapper Skinny talking to reporters today. He said that rapper Scales, Melvin Adams, who is a member of the Grammy-nominated rap and R&B group and co-owner of the Atlantucky Brewery, is hospitalized with a gunshot wound to the leg and is in good spirits.
I can only imagine how much work and effort it takes to own a brewery. You know what I'm saying? You know, this new style of, I want this IPA type brewery, those places. It's got to take a lot to go into that, man, and to get that business up and going, man. All right? But hold up, man. Before we get back to the video, y'all do me a favor, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button if you're in here right now. Go ahead and smash that like button, man. It's for free. And just like my boy say, man, hook a brother up. Hit that HBO special. There you go, man. Y'all make sure y'all run them likes up. And hopefully you guys hear me loud and clearly. But man, let's get through the rest of this video.
To get back to work. He's doing well, we're told, after being kidnapped at this brewery here in Casablanca Hero and then shot as he escaped his assailants in Hapeville. Now, according to Atlanta police, 2 suspects confronted Scales and a customer as Scales was closing up the brewery for the night at around 11 p.m. Responding officers found a customer was robbed in the parking lot. The suspects forced Scales into his own vehicle and he was shot when he tried to escape.
I'm doing good. I'm a little heartbroken. Scales is my best friend and my brother and my business partner. And I was just talking to someone yesterday.
Now, this guy talking right here is a guy by the name of Skinny. And he's also a member of the group Nappy Roots. And I guess, man, they continue being successful. You know, you never hear about a lot of artists, after they're successful, they're Grammy nominated and stuff like that, like the Nappy Roots, unless something really bad happens. Like those guys who move on with their life and they're truly successful in business and other endeavors, you really don't hear much about them. Unless you're locally there in Atlanta, you probably know of them, you've seen them around. But obviously, in order to get this brewery up, in order to be driving them white Mercedes SUVs and stuff, they're doing something right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hopefully. But let's check him out. He's going to tell some more about this story.
Something happened to him, I'll be devastated. Just like if something happened to me, he would be devastated. And we've got a lot of love and support from our beer community, as well as our local friends and family checked out. They thought it was me. And when I woke up this morning and forward to the news, I was shocked. I didn't know what to do.
Now, those here stress that this is an isolated incident, that nothing like this has ever happened before. Still, they do have security here, and they said they are also going to be reviewing their security protocol.
Yep, caught. Already caught. They do have security. I knew, man. All that money invested probably in a brewery. Like, think about how much goes into that. You know what I'm saying? The different beers, the different, things that you got to accommodate people. Sometimes they have like a little cigar lounge spot for people to go, or either a balcony, a lot of money goes into that. They probably got some investors, or either, they put some real big dollars into this investment. So, man, hopefully this doesn't hurt their business either, because, I hate the fact that sometimes this could leave a lasting impression, and they obviously got a good thing going on. So if you're in Atlanta, you probably should show up in full support.
Call increasing security here as need be, but they did want to say that they are committed to this community and wanted to stress that this is indeed an isolated incident.
All right, so man, it sounds like they on the job. They trying to figure out who the culprits were. In one report, the first report, they said it was 2 people. In this one, they said they kept saying one suspect, but they didn't really elaborate on if it was two people as much. But obviously it was more than one person involved. But like, this is something that we see happen in Atlanta a lot, man. We see a lot of people going through this, man. A lot good, upstanding people, because there's a lot of people. I know we focus on the hip hop community and some of the street life, especially on my channel, right? But dog, as far as like people in executive jobs doing good, making big money, doing big moves, enjoying life, that's still a big part of that culture. You know what I'm saying? Just go to the airport there and you'll see that. You see what I'm saying? But man, hopefully this doesn't affect their business in any sort of way is all I'll say. And man, hopefully everything is all good with Scales, man, and things will be back, be back to normal before long. Now, he was shot in this incident. He was shot. So I know it sounds like, okay, he's shot and he's set to recover, all right? But man, once you get shot, sometimes that recovery process is a mug. So I just like to send condolences. Well, not condolences, because he ain't passed away. Let me stop that. But well wishes to dude. You know what I'm saying? I like Nappy Roots, man. I was a little youngster. And I'd be like, oh, no. You know what I mean? I like their stuff, man. I like their stuff, man. Even if it was, by today's standards, people would think it was corny, soft, goofy. Nah, man. It was feel-good music for the time. We'll say that. All right, man. So let's get to our main topic, man. Since I've already talked to you guys a little bit about the Nappy Roots situation. And before we get to that, man, I hate to haggle, but yo, could y'all bless that like button for your boy? Make sure you run them likes up. Let's go, man. That's for real, man. Because, for us smaller channels, man, it helps. It helps. It helps a lot, man. It does, man. I'll give up that game, definitely. But, man, let's talk about our main topic. So the YSL case. So in court today, a lot of things came out. One of those being, we saw some new mugshots, man. I think some new pictures. Now, I know a lot of people have seen the blue version of this, but this is Young Thug smiling for the camera, man. Ear to ear almost. You would think he was, this wasn't the biggest case he'll ever go through in his life. But his attorneys were in court today arguing and fighting tooth and nail to try to get this brother bond. But, man, sometimes, that ain't enough, because Young Thug, remember, is being listed as head of a RICO indictment or a RICO case. Imagine that. Think about all the different Vlad interviews you've seen with mafia bosses and stuff. The head always falls. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the person in these cases that they get the informants against, they get the people telling against, and it was almost yet confirmed in court today that there is definitely somebody who is a YSL member who is out here telling. And it got so bad for him that they had to actually move them into witness protection. So they're in witness protection right now, and it came out in court today, man. Now, Gunna's lawyer, man, I don't remember her name, but she was this blonde lady, and she was going off in court on his behalf, letting it be known that, okay, I'll say this because I'm a little biased. After reading the indictment, I don't know if you guys were here during that live, we did. It was a lot of people in here. It was crazy. But we read the whole indictment, right? And the one person you could think or say that is getting a bad deal is this dude right here, Gunna, man. And that's a recent picture from today, too. You know what I mean? Gunna, it seems like he is getting a horrible deal. It's hard to believe that Gunna was really out here in the streets like that. And they have him listed as one of the leaders. The leaders, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know why, but they gave up the whole play on how somebody could really be in them streets. You know what I'm saying? Talking about how they had these cell phones to where only thing on the cell phone was a VPN and nothing else but that and FaceTime app. That's it. The whole cell phone was wiped besides those two things. That way, if they needed to carry out alleged hits or do anything streetwise, like order any type of substances or anything like that, they could do it from those phones. And I was like, well, man, they telling in court, basically giving up everybody to play. I didn't even know that if you did that to a phone, it was pretty much off the grid. But it's wild, man. Wild to hear all that information. But, man, all this is being brought to them because they said of a potential person telling, right? So let's actually look at one of the clips where they discuss this. And let me make sure. There you go.
Okay, all right.
I'm sorry, Judge, may I continue?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Gear, if you and your team would just prepare a suitable order for that, I can sign.
All right, y'all listen closely, man. Listen closely to this. You know what I mean? And let me go ahead and expand that for y'all. There you go.
Sign it, then we'll give it back to you and you can e-file it, okay?
Have that for you today or no later than tomorrow morning.
Okay, that's fine.
Also, I wanted to bring the court's attention. We filed a motion basically to restrict. We have found that some of our discovery that we have filed, so the court's aware, we have put the discovery in a Dropbox and we have given only the ones that have attorneys right now access to those Dropboxes. That discoverable information has appeared on social media, TMZ, other such sources.
Y'all heard that, right? So, okay, this is the state's attorney. He works for the DA's office. You know, the lady who's really out to get gangs up out of Atlanta, right? And they put the discovery. So the discovery, for those of you who don't know, is the evidence in the case. You know, everybody has the right to view the evidence that's being levied against them in court. So you have the prosecutors and you have the defense attorneys have access to that information. What he's alleging is that the information that was put in the discovery was leaked to TMZ and TMZ-like sites. I'm thinking he's talking about Gossip in the City T. Shout out to them, because that's the only platform that leaked that I saw that paperwork on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the only platform. In my live, we talked about it. And basically, it sounds like he's confirming that that paperwork was official. But let's go.
We filed another motion to restrict, to prohibit such things, not to prejudice the defense, not to threaten witnesses. As a result of that release, one of our witnesses is now basically in isolation and protective custody. Him and his family have been threatened. And again, I'm not aware of who, and I'm not making a threat allegation against any particular defendant at this time. I just know that there have been threats made.
Now, y'all heard that, right? And I'm going to run it back for y'all because I know y'all like that. And my bad for the Nappy Roots clips. I didn't run them back because they were rather long and they told the whole story, you know, and we were able to react as well. But, man, y'all heard what he said, right? That basically they got somebody in isolation and their family as well in witness protection because they feel, due to some information that was released to some TMZ-like sites and TMZ and different blogs, that it was leaked their names, that they're a witness. I don't know if that confirms for a fact that YSL Woody or Lil Woody from YSL is the informant in this situation, but it almost sounds like it does. I can't confirm that because I don't know that for a fact, but man, based on what he says, it sounds like the information we received from the blogs this weekend might be accurate. You know what I'm saying? So let's run it back.
Okay, all right.
I'm sorry, Judge, may I continue?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Gear, if you and your team would just prepare a suitable order for that, I can sign it, then we'll give it back to you and you can e-file it, okay?
Have that for you today or no later than tomorrow morning.
Okay, that's fine.
Also, I wanted to bring the court's attention. We filed a motion basically to restrict. We have found that some of our discovery that we have filed, so the court's aware, we have put the discovery in a Dropbox and we have given only the ones that have attorneys right now.
How secure is that? You know, how secure is putting all those files in a Dropbox and only giving one party the evidence or the ability to go into there and look at that Dropbox? I don't know, man. Something about that just seems like, I don't know how hackable that is. You know what I mean? But I don't know. That's their way of communicating these big discoveries. I get it because of the size and of it and stuff like that. Like we even seen with the RICO case against O-Block with Muwap and them cats, right? And for my people who are Chicago people, y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all this might be a lesson. There is so much information in the discovery that they've got to pack it actually in drives. Like hard drives just to deliver it, because I don't think there's any software system out here that they could share that information at the amount that it is. So being able to share it through Dropbox, I don't know, man. It leaves me with a funny feeling. But let's go.
Now access to those Dropboxes. That discoverable information has appeared on social media, TMZ, other such sources. We filed another motion to restrict, to prohibit such things,
So they're filing a motion to restrict such things, meaning they don't want this information as easily available. They want each and every person to get it who gets in first-person contact with this information to be held accountable, because they think that there's a possible leak of information that could be leading people to finding out who the witnesses are, finding out who's the alleged snitch and YSL, and then reacting to it based upon that information. So let's go.
Just the defense, not to threaten witnesses. As a result of that release, one of our witnesses is now basically in isolation and protective custody. Him and his family have been threatened. And again, I'm not aware of who, and I'm not making a threat allegation against any particular defendant at this time. I just know that there have been threats made.
Okay, so you heard him say there at the end that he doesn't know who was making threats, and he doesn't know who is exactly who exactly to blame the threats on at this time, which is wild, because when you think about the magnitude of this case and what's on the line, all of this helps paint a picture of Young Thug and Gunna as these crime bosses who are able to, find information out about snitches and people in a crew that might be cooperating, or informants, or even witnesses, and act on that information. Do I think that's possible? I don't know, man. Because to me, these cats at the end of the day are rappers. Street dudes, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be for real. We all, in some capacity, know a street dude, or people who used to be in the streets and ain't no more, or even yourself. You might have been in the streets back in the day and you ain't no more. You know what I'm saying? But the magnitude of moving things like that, like actually finding out who's telling and stuff like that, I don't know, man. I don't know. And leaking it out to the blogs and stuff like that, I don't know. I don't know, man. I will say this is almost but verifying all the information that we got, man. And there is a lot of documentaries and I guess videos out there. I know 1090 Jake did a real big one talking about the situation. And it seems like, man, maybe in the future this might prove to be true. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this might prove to be true. We will see. Because you have a right to face your accuser. So if somebody is a witness against you, you get to find out who they are. So eventually it'll come to light. But based on what we've learned so far, sounds about right. Now in this next clip, you're going to see a mix of things. You're going to see Gunna's attorney go to bat on his behalf, fighting basically these rumors about him doing some malicious acts or doing something as far as being locked up, trying to get things accomplished or whatever, you know what I mean? Or trying to get things moved into the jail on his behalf, and other things as far as like threats being made. So let's check out the clip, and y'all, we'll run through it after.
Okay.
Oh, my bad. My bad, y'all. My bad. Let's do this. I want to make sure that is big enough for y'all to see.
Okay.
Basically, we found a lot of information concerning one of our witnesses, basically on a TMZ type outfit.
Okay.
In social media. We've had to put one.
When he said a TMZ like outfit, I wonder if he means that Gossip in the City post. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the chat, man. Do you think he's referencing that post from Gossip in the City where they pretty much painted the picture? They had YSL Woody out there. They had his, Lil Woody, they had his information. They talked about the case with him and his girlfriend and stuff like that. I'm wondering if that's what he's referencing. If it does, it confirms all the information that's out there.
One witness in isolation and protective custody.
All right. I can hear that on the 8th of September.
Aye, sir.
Okay. All right, so I will hear that motion to restrict discovery on the 8th of September. Okay, 9 o'clock.
And Your Honor, in that vein, Kristen Nove on behalf of Mr. Kitchens, Mr. Kitchens objects to the state proceeding via proffer. We want to know what specific threats there are. For example.
All right. So this is, you heard Sergio Kitchens. That's Gunna. This is his attorney. You know what I mean? And she goes off. Let's go. I'll play it again. My bad, y'all.
If something's posted on social media and a witness says, somebody comments, that's ridiculous, somebody should push you off a cliff. That's very different than a direct threat to the witness. So we can do that in camera. We can do that if the court prefers. We can do that in chambers so as not to put the witness's name out there. That's fine. But there have been many allegations that there are threats to witness. And to date, we have received no discovery, not a single shred of discovery of a witness who is actually threatened and evidence of that. So we requested this time that the state produce some witness, some document, some screenshot, something, so that this can be actually verified when we hear this issue.
Yep. So she's trying to. Okay. So, man, one thing about these court cases, especially when you watch them all the way through, it's like painting a narrative, I should say, right? Because you have one side say something, then the other side say something else. And sometimes the thing that they say might not even be as factually based as you think it is. So you had the attorney from the district attorney's office, right? On behalf of the state, or Fulton County, right? Basically paint a narrative through emotion, saying that, yo, we need to close stuff up because information is getting leaked. Gunna and Young Thug, they're these bosses in this RICO indictment, and they could end up getting somebody hurt or whatever. What she's trying to do is combat that and say, yo, we haven't even seen anything official saying that people were threatened. You haven't put anything in the case file saying that somebody was threatened. So how in the world can we paint a broad picture of Gunna or any of the other co-defendants based on that information, right? She's being a good lawyer. So let's go.
All right, Mr. Geary.
If these were actual charges, I probably would agree with counsel. They're not. The statute permits us to do an ex parte reveal. We have done that. We would not want to reveal it even to defense counsel, given the danger or potential danger.
Yeah, before we keep going, man, before we get through the rest of this, y'all hit that like button, man. Everybody, make sure you run them likes up. Hit that like button, man. Let's go.
These witnesses. So the court's aware of what we know at this point in time, as permitted by the statute, and that would respectfully be the plan that we would expect to follow. We don't want to further endanger. I don't know that we will. I made it very clear that I have no information that a particular defendant has either made a threat or arranged for a threat to be made. I don't know how much clearer I can make that they want to know who some potential third party is that I can't even identify in all situations, I think is not relevant. I think the threats are out there. We've made the court aware. There's even been a threat to our sheriff and his wife that they would.
Y'all hear that? So basically he's saying, and I'm going to play this again. Don't worry, man. I know I've been interrupting it, but he's basically saying that, yo, all those threats that I talked about, this is the back and forth I'm talking about. Like, he didn't have anything in the case to say, like, yo, this is the person who threatened him, and I can point to proof. So now he's going to find something that he says that can show proof that there's been credible threats in the past. So let's rock.
That when we identified the perpetrator and that person is in custody. It is actually a relative of one of our 28 named defendants.
And if, hopefully you didn't miss that. So basically at the end there, he said that the person that got arrested for threatening the sheriff and his wife in Atlanta, Fulton County, was a family member of one of the YSL co-defendants. You know what I'm saying? So that, man, okay, I'm going to play it one more time for y'all so we can rock this out. And then we're going to get to some of the other things that happened in court, like Young Thug and Gunna finally being able to speak to each other. I couldn't imagine Gunna should be having the time of his life in his career. Same with Young Thug. Yo, before they got locked up, they were really pushing the culture. And I hate to, pushing P all that, like everything they were doing was cool. Everything that they were doing was evolving hip hop as a culture and getting into the mainstream, vernacular or whatever you want to call it, right? And to be sitting in jail right now when he should be at the hottest of his life, he should be with him and Lil Durk should be running head to head right now. Gunna, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. So let's rock it. Let's go out. Let's watch it again.
Okay. Basically, we found a lot of information concerning one of our witnesses, basically on a TMZ type outfit in social media. We've had to put one witness in isolation and protective custody.
All right. I can hear that on the 8th of September.
Aye, sir.
Okay.
So y'all hear that, man. So he filed a motion, and they're going to review the motion. And, man, most of the day went through looking at different motions. I mean, the big win for Young Thug, I'll say, on their side was the fact that he was able to keep his attorney. I want to say his name is Brian Steele. He's probably one of the best attorneys, I guess, defense attorneys in Atlanta, right? But, man, most of the day it was boring like that. It was like, yo, this paperwork, that paperwork. So it looks like on September 8th, they're going to be coming back to court to talk about suppressing evidence or suppressing what's in the discovery. You know what I mean? Which is interesting because, in most, like in other states, like with the RICO case with O Block or whatnot, I think like they immediately suppress the information. Let's go. Let's keep it going.
All right, so I will hear that motion to restrict discovery on the 8th of September. Okay, 9 o'clock.
And Your Honor, in that vein, Kristen Nove on behalf of Mr. Kitchens. Mr. Kitchens objects to
Remember, Mr. Kitchens is Gunna, so that's his attorney right there.
the state proceeding via proffer. We want to know what specific threats there are. For example, if something's posted on social media and a witness says, somebody comments, that's ridiculous, somebody should push you off a cliff. That's very different than a direct threat to the witness. So we can do that in camera. We can do that if the court prefers. We can do that in chambers so as not to put the witness's name out there. That's fine. But there have been many allegations that there are threats to witness. And to date, we have received no discovery. She
knows that him painting the narrative that there's threats to witnesses elongates the fact that, they're going to be denying bond for these cats. It's going to make it hard to get these dudes bond, like Gunna and Young Thug, if there's rumors of them actually, sending people to threaten witnesses and stuff like that, man. So she's smart, man. They doing what they supposed to do, but, man, let's go.
Not a single shred of discovery of a witness who is actually threatened and evidence of that. So we requested this time that the state produce some witness, some document, some screenshot, something, so that this can be actually verified when we hear this issue.
All right, Mr. Geary.
If these were actual charges, I probably would agree with counsel. They're not. The statute permits us to do an ex parte reveal. We have done that.
And she called him on that. So basically saying, you haven't produced any evidence saying that somebody's really out here threatening witnesses. You know what I'm saying? So come bring something to show that people are really out here threatening witnesses before you paint the narrative that the co-defendants or, my client and everybody is working and trying to get witnesses, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get something done to witnesses, I'll say it like that, right? So now he's going to come back and he's basically saying like, I can't say officially because he knows and they know and the whole court knows that if you were ever to threaten a witness, like physically threaten a witness, like, you ain't about to testify, dog, because we're getting we'll do this or what to you. That's getting involved in the criminal process. And basically that's a charge for you, dog. Like you're messing with the investigation. You're messing with the court case. Dog, you're going to get arrested for that. And there's one person who has been arrested. So he uses that example. Let's go.
We would not want to reveal it even to defense counsel, given the danger or potential danger of these witnesses. So the court's aware of what we know at this point in time, as permitted by the statute, and that would respectfully be the plan that we would expect to follow. We don't want to further endanger. I don't know that we will, I made it very clear that I have no information that a particular defendant has either made a threat or arranged for a threat to be made.
Drop the mic right there. He has no credible evidence that anybody who's a defendant or co-defendant in this YSL RICO has made a direct threat to a witness or anybody who's testifying against him as an informant or a witness. You know what I'm saying? So, like, she pretty much cleaned him up, man. So let's go.
I don't know how much clearer I can make that they want to know who some potential third party is that I can't even identify in all situations, I think is not relevant. I think the threats are out there. We've made the court aware. There's even been a threat to our sheriff and his wife.
Now, see, this is where, man, this is the only good part about court sometimes. The back and forth and how they can paint the narrative and play off things in the past. So he's going to talk about the fact that there was a sheriff who was threatened by somebody out of YSL's camp's family member, and that person was brought up on charges. So that, man, that's where he ends up winning, man, because he has a credible source of when somebody was threatening somebody involved in the case. You feel me? So let's go.
They would be killed. That one, we identified the perpetrator, and that person is in custody. It is actually a relative of one of our 28 named defendants.
All right, man. And that's where I cut that off. Right? That's where I cut that off. So all this back and forth in court today, and to be real, a lot of it is based around the fact that they're trying to get their clients out on bond, man. They want to at least get Gunna and Young Thug out on bail, man. So let's actually look, man, we're going to run long today. I'm going to tell y'all, man. I'm going to tell y'all, my bad. I'm going to tell y'all, we're going to run long today, man. This ain't going to be no 35-minute show. You know what I mean? So let's look at the decision that the judge made today in court as far as bond is concerned, and then we'll move on.
Consideration that I'm going to deny bond at this point in time. It is not lost on me that your client's in custody. Not lost on me your client enjoys a presumption of innocence.
And I did a quick edit on this. So, for those of you who don't,
all of you as.
For those of you who didn't listen to the first second, we'll play it again. But he denied bond for Young Thug again. Because think about it. They've been going back and forth all day in court, trying to paint a picture of who Young Thug and Gunna are. And then you hear that a witness, that the sheriff had been threatened and somebody actually had been arrested for threatening a government official or the local government official. Dog, there's no way in the world the judge would let them out on bond on this situation, especially when they're allegedly supposed to be the two heads of a RICO indictment, man. You're talking about Gunna and Young Thug. Now, do I personally feel like they are those dudes? Like they really, nah, man. I think they're artists at the end of the day, but let's get it.
As seasoned maybe in the Department of Corrections. Anything else? And I understand you all have some motions you're about to file. If you should, for whatever you file, please, send courtesy copies to.
And after the decision came down, they zoomed in on Young Thug, and he looks uneasy, obviously, man. He's upset. But I'll play it again for you guys.
Myself, and in particular, Mr. Kearns and Mr. Chamberlain, so that because we're consideration that I'm going to deny bond at this.
There you go, man. Deny bond again.
Point in time. It is not lost on me that your client's in custody. Not lost on me your client enjoys a.
My bad, y'all. Something went wrong with the video. Hold up. Let me bring it back up.
Consideration that I'm going to deny bond at this point in time. It is not lost on me that your client's in custody. Not lost on me your client enjoys a presumption of innocence. I respect all of you as seasoned maybe in the Department of Corrections. Anything else? And I understand you all have some motions you're about to file. If you should, for whatever you file, please, send courtesy copies to myself and in particular Mr. Kearns and Mr. Chamberlain, so that because we're okay.
Basically, we found a lot of information concerning one of our witnesses.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I'm with y'all, man. Hold on.
Okay.
Basically, we found a lot of information concerning one of our witnesses, basically on a TMZ type outfit.
Okay.
All right, man. So this thing want to act funny, man. Basically, what you get there is the decision for Young Thug's bond to be denied again, man. You know what I mean?
Consideration that I'm going to deny bond at this point in time.
There you go.
It is not lost on me that your client's in custody. Not lost on me your client enjoys it.
All right, we're going to leave it at that, man. I'm done playing with this. Yeah, but so Young Thug was denied bond, man. And to be real, the build up to that is the big part of, man, the back and forth in court. Like Young Thug, for him to get bond, it's going to be tough, man. Even when you look at RICO cases and other situations with other types of rappers, or not even rappers. Look at RICO cases when there's people involved that aren't even in the rap game. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of mafia sources out there and things that you've seen. It's just, man, it's a bad look for Gunna, and it's a bad look for Young Thug. Now let's actually look at a video of Gunna. I want to play this, man. There's a video of Gunna actually out there where it shows his interaction today in court, man. Everything that he went through in court today. And it wasn't much that they talked to him, but for what it was, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So let's look at this.
Yes, Your Honor, I fully understand. Okay. Do you understand you have the right to select a different lawyer? Yes, Your Honor, I understand. However, you don't want you don't want a different lawyer, is that correct? That's correct. You want Mr. Sadao to fight for your innocence and freedom, is that right? That's what it says in the waiver.
All right, man. So they had to all sign waivers. A lot of them had to sign waivers because of their attorneys, right? The biggest portion of that was, or the biggest portion of the waiver talk was with Young Thug, because his attorney had defended Gotti and several other people within YSL previously in the past. So in order for them to say that, not be able to go back and say, oh, I had a lawyer that wasn't good, they have to sign waivers. They basically have to sign waivers that say, I know of this lawyer's past activities defending these defendants or people who are my co-defendants right now, and I'm waivering any right to go back to say, I don't want that lawyer. I want a new case because that lawyer, he was defending somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And Gunna had a situation where his attorney had defended somebody else as well. So that's what they're talking about. Let's go.
He's back. Okay. Good. Well, okay. The last thing I said, sir, was you choose Mr. Sadao to fight for your innocence and freedom. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor, that's correct. I understand what Ms. Nove explained to you. Yes, Your Honor, I fully understand. Okay. Do you understand you have the right to select a different lawyer? Yes, Your Honor, I understand. However, you don't want you don't want a different lawyer. Is that correct? That's correct. You want Mr. Sadao to fight for your innocence and freedom. Is that right? That's what it says in the waiver.
Okay, so I got to say this. Gunna and Young Thug, they got money. You know what I'm saying? They got money. So they want the best attorneys fighting for them. You know, obviously Gunna's attorney and Young Thug's attorney, based on what we talked about earlier, are going to be different. But Gunna's like, nah, I want the best fighting for me. You know what I'm saying? And he's dead right, man. Like I've said numerous times, like if anybody is getting a raw deal in this situation, I think it's Gunna. You know what I'm saying? My bad, yeah.
Understand what Ms. Nove explained to you?
Yes, Your Honor, I fully understand.
Okay. Do you understand you have the right to select a different lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
However, you don't want you don't want a different lawyer, is that correct?
That's correct.
You want Mr. Sadow to fight for your innocence and freedom, is that right? That's what it says in the waiver. He's back. Okay. Okay.
He didn't hear that last part.
The last thing I said, sir, was you choose Mr. Sadow to fight for your innocence and freedom. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
I understand what Ms. Nove explained to you.
All right, go. Okay. That's the part about Gunna, right? Now, what's crazy is, man.
I understand what Ms. Nove explained to you.
And my bad, y'all.
Yes, Your Honor, I fully understand.
And what's crazy is, for Young Thug and Gunna, man, they've been locked in this situation for a while. So you can only imagine. They're communicating, making music on the daily, talking to each other a lot. And things have changed, obviously, with their relationship. And both of these pics are from today. My bad. Both of these pics are from today. So what's crazy is, you would think that in some way they'd be able to communicate. But let's remember, dog, this is a RICO case. Young Thug and Gunna are being listed as the top of this RICO indictment, man. And I know to us, it sounds almost ridiculous because to us, they rappers. You feel me? So they're not allowed to communicate with each other. But there was a rare moment today that they were actually allowed to communicate with each other. And that was caught on video as well. So I want to go to a video where they were able to communicate. And dog, if y'all wildin', man. Y'all, we should be at over 1,000 likes. Easy, dog. Hit that like button, yo. Before we continue, stop. Everybody chill. Yo, hit that like button, run them likes up, dog. We should be way, way over 1,000 likes right now. But man, let's rock. All right, we're going to keep up with the story. But man, let's roll. And let's actually look at the communication between Gunna and Young Thug in jail. You know what I mean? And y'all tell me if the audio is good enough for y'all.
Good.
That works.
Good. Yeah, I lost a little bit of that, ain't it? Wow, 199. Yeah.
Sergio, your audio still is on, by the way.
All right.
And Jeffrey, I don't believe you're muted either. You're not muted.
They knew that. They wanted to talk to each other, dog. So Young Thug is like, yo, how you doing, dog? He's like, man, you losing? He was like, yeah. It's like, well, yeah. He said like 197 or something like that. So let's keep it going.
Got it. You see, got it one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, guys, everything y'all are saying is being recorded. Don't talk. Don't even talk to each other. Sergio, not you. Just don't say anything.
Now, remember from earlier, that blonde lady right there in the tan pantsuit or whatever, or the tan suit, she's Gunna's attorney. And she chimed in to let him know, like, yo, all this is being recorded. So don't say nothing crazy, bro. Don't say nothing wild right now, man. Everything that you're saying is being recorded. But you can see how happy Young Thug was to talk to Gunna, man. It's a moment. Let's go.
Hey, Juan. Yeah. Good.
That works.
Good. Yeah, I lost a little bit of that, Anna. Wow, 199. Yeah.
Yeah, he said he down to 199. I don't know how tall Gunna is. Man, think about this, dog. Gunna was at the Met Gala, like right before this, like a couple months before this, couple weeks before this even happened. Dog, Gunna was, I think I seen him with a poodle, with a leather pantsuit on. Like, dog, I don't know, man. Gunna being the head of a RICO indictment or Gunna being the head of some criminal organization, I just don't see it. And I hate to be like I'm Team Gunna or something, even though he had one of the best albums this year, if not the best album this year. It's just like, I just don't see it, man. Let's go.
Sergio, your audio still is on, by the way.
They don't care.
And Jeffrey, I don't believe you're muted either. You're not muted.
Got it.
Gunna's attorney is smart. She sat there and said, hold up, I'm going to sit here and listen to make sure they don't start going off the rails because we are in the court and everything in here is recorded. You know what I mean?
You see, got it one.
Damn. Oh, damn.
she jumps in to correct them, you know what I mean?
Sergio, not you. Just don't say anything.
Hey, Juan.
All right, my man. All right, man. So, okay, that was the situation where Gunna and Young Thug actually got to speak for the very first time in this situation. You know what I mean? That's a picture of Young Thug and him. You know, that's going viral because everybody's taking that picture and running with it. But, man, okay, what did we learn today? We learned that this situation is going to play out in court. And it's going to be a long, drawn-out situation because it's looking like they're not even going to go to trial until January 2023. Now, January 2023 isn't that far away, but there's so much red tape and so many legal teams involved in this thing that, man, we'll see how this thing goes in the future, man. But what I want to do is, man, let's get some opinions. I want to go and to the chat and hear what some of you guys are saying. So let's see. What do y'all think about this being the very first meeting for Young Thug and Gunna, you know, in a long time, happening in the virtual courtroom, you know? And y'all do me a favor, man. Y'all wildin', yo. Hit that like button, everybody. Hit that like button, man. Let's run them up. And what do y'all think about the fact that, okay, we got to talk about this. In those earlier videos, like I said, I watched the whole trial all the way through the day. And basically, they were trying to paint the narrative that Young Thug and Gunna, they didn't deserve bond. Think of that as the end goal, right? Think of all that red tape, all that back and forth, and that it ends to that. They don't want Young Thug and Gunna to get bond. And at the end, Young Thug and Gunna, well, Young Thug at least, wasn't able to get bond, man, based on what went down in court that day. The judge, he took an extra long time to deliberate and think about what his decision was going to be, but at the end of the day, his decision is what we thought it would be, man.
Consideration that I'm going to deny bond at this point in time. It is not lost on me that your client's in custody. Not lost on me your client enjoys a presumption of innocence. I respect all of you as seasoned maybe in the Department of Corrections. Anything else? And I understand you all have some motions you're about to file. If you should, for whatever you file, please send courtesy copies to myself and in particular Mr. Kearns and Mr. Chamberlain, so that because we're.
My bad. But Young Thug, yo, he looked upset, boy. He's like antsy. You know what I mean? It's like, what? Like, but you got to think about it, man. People in this indictment have been murdered, lost their life. He's being listed at the top, the tippy top of the RICO indictment. And never have I heard in any case where the boss gets bond. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard it. I've never seen it.
Consideration that I'm going to deny bond at this point in time. It is not lost on me that your client's in custody. Not lost on me your client enjoys a.
And what's crazy is, man, I think that back and forth all day was about that. But the most revealing thing, and I know y'all like seeing these clips back and forth, is this one right here. Now, the fact that it's all but confirmed that somebody from YSL is telling. I'm not sure if it's Lil Woody. I'm not sure who it is. But definitely they said that the blogs are responsible for leaking information that was accurate in the case.
Okay, all right.
I'm sorry, Judge, may I continue?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Gear, if you and your team would just prepare a suitable order for that, I can sign it, then we'll give it back to you and you can e-file it, okay?
Have that to you today or no later than tomorrow morning.
Okay, that's fine.
Also, I wanted to bring the court's attention. We filed a motion basically to restrict. We have found that some of our discovery that we have filed, so the court's aware, we have put the discovery in a Dropbox and we have given only the ones that have attorneys right now access to those Dropboxes. That discoverable information has appeared on social media, TMZ, other such sources. We filed another motion to restrict, to prohibit such things, not to prejudice the defense, not to threaten witnesses. As a result of that release, one of our witnesses is now basically in isolation and protective custody. He and his family.
Yeah, I heard all that, right? So basically, based on some of the information that was leaked online, and he confirmed, without even confirming it, without thinking about confirming it, he confirmed that some of the information that was leaked online on TMZ-like sites, and there's only one site I could think of that actually had that information firsthand, and that was Gossip of the City T. And basically saying that, yo, that information was directly taken out of the case file, directly taken out of discovery. So they want to suppress information on what is able to be leaked and who handles information in the future. They want to make sure that anybody who touches any part of the discovery, they're accounted for, so that way they can prevent any future leaks. But all while saying that, he's confirming that information. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what it is, you know, for anybody in Atlanta or whatever, how to read between those lines, but you should be.
And again, I'm not aware of who, and I'm not making a threat allegation against any particular defendant at this time. I just know that there have been threats made.
Yep. And that's what he said, man. He just knows that threats have been made. Now, when he said that no information was given that threats were made, he didn't give any examples of threats except for when he got when Gunna's lawyer came out and basically said, yo, man, this dude is all cap. Like, we haven't seen any information where you should believe that, yo, Gunna or Young Thug or anybody in YSL is basically out here sending threats to potential witnesses. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Basically, we found a lot of information concerning one of our witnesses, basically on a TMZ type outfit.
Okay.
And it's in social media. We've had to put one witness in isolation and protective custody.
All right. I can hear that on the 8th of September.
So who do y'all think that person is that's in protective custody? Do y'all think that's YSL, Lil Woody? You know what I'm saying? Or do y'all think that's somebody else? Like, who do you think that is, man? Because the person that they're saying is basically under protective custody and is being moved around and hid by the DA's office because the information that was leaked about them this weekend or last week. So I'm like, that says a lot because that lets it be known that their information was correct.
Remember?
Aye, sir.
Okay. All right, so I will hear that motion to restrict discovery on the 8th of September. Okay, 9 o'clock.
And Your Honor, in that vein, Kristen Nove on behalf of Mr. Kitchens. Mr. Kitchens objects to the state proceeding via proffer. We want to know what specific threats there are. For example, if something's posted on social media and a witness says, somebody comments, that's ridiculous, somebody should push you off a cliff.
Now, once again, we talked about this earlier. This is Gunna's attorney. This lady with the blonde hair, that's Gunna's attorney. And she's combating that. She's like, yo, man, y'all got to explain to me where this really has to do with the case. Like, is it somebody making comments on a social media post that's basically threats that you're taking as threats? Or is it something solidified or valid, connected to the case?
That's very different than a direct threat to the witness. So we can do that in camera. We can do that if the court prefers. We can do that in chambers so as not to put the witness's name out there. That's fine. But there have been many allegations that there are threats to witness. And to date, we have received no discovery, not a...
Drop the mic there. Like, they haven't received anything official saying that there's been threats to witnesses. So dude had to jump back up and show an official situation where a witness had been either threatening or somebody close to the case had been threatened. And it wasn't a witness. It was a sheriff. But to think that somebody from YSL's family went to the sheriff to threaten him and his family is crazy, man. He's only hurting the situation. And it's sad when you think about it. So let's continue.
Single shred of discovery of a witness who is actually threatened and evidence of that. So we requested this time that the state produce some witness, some document, some screenshot, something, so that this can be actually verified when we hear this issue.
All right, Mr. Geary.
If these were actual charges, I probably would agree with counsel. They're not. The statute permits us to do an ex parte reveal. We have done that. We would not want to reveal it even to defense counsel, given the danger or potential danger of these witnesses.
So he doesn't have anything official. They can't bring down any charges because he works for the DA's office. Somebody said, yo, this witness X, yo, we know your information. We know what's up. Yo, we do what. They would be able to bring down charges on that person. That's illegal. You know what I'm saying? You can't tamper with the legal process.
The court's aware of what we know at this point in time as permitted by the statute, and that would respectfully be the plan that we would expect to follow. We don't want to further endanger. I don't know that we will. I made it very clear that I have no information that a particular defendant has either made a threat or arranged for a threat to be made. I don't know how much clearer I can make that. That they want to know who some potential third party is that I can't even identify in all situations, I think is not relevant. I think.
Yeah, so basically, nothing.
The threats are out there. We've made the court aware. There's even been a threat to our sheriff and his wife that they would be killed. That one, we identified the perpetrator, and that person is in custody.
Now, there was a real threat in a situation that took place several months back where people were like, okay, there was somebody who made a threat, and he ended up getting charges.
It's actually a relative of one of our 28 named defendants.
All right. So at the end of the day, man, Young Thug ended up not getting his bond approved based on a lot of the things that were conducted in court today. Even with the best counsel, like he's got, what's his name, Brian Steele or whatever, hot shot attorney or whatnot, it's looking like an uphill battle for YSL. It's looking like an uphill battle for Young Thug. It's looking like an uphill battle for Gunna, man. But regardless of all that, man, hopefully, they didn't do anything wrong. Now, with that being said, as the information comes in the case and more of the details play out, we get to see more of the intricate details. You know what I'm saying? We get to understand more and more what the case levied against YSL that brings us to a RICO case is about. Because at the end of the day, we see them as rappers and a rap collective. We don't see them as a criminal organization. But once that picture's been painted and enough information is out there to go against, to prove that, bruh, I see a lot of rappers having a tough time in the future, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think, man. Do y'all think that, man, regardless of all this, Young Thug and Gunna are rappers. They're hip-hop artists. And no matter what, that was the main focus of what they were doing out here. Or do you think that, it's a possibility that they could simultaneously run a criminal organization and a fledgling rap career? A full-fledged rap career, I should say. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not buying it. And I'm not buying it. I think, personally, this is what I think. Personally, I think this is some overcharging like a mug, especially when you account for Gunna and especially when you account for a lot of other people who are in the music game like Gotti who are included in this indictment. Because Gunna, it'll probably be my prime example of somebody I doubt was really in the streets like that, man. He's a culture guy, he's a rap guy and all that. You know what I'm saying? But what do y'all think, man? And we about to get up out of here. I'm going to keep it real with y'all, and I appreciate everybody who showed up. But, man, we should have been way over 1,000 likes early in this, man. So if you do me a favor, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And this been your boy, Big Man. You know what it is, man. We out of here. Peace. Yo, shout out to chat, man. Shout out to all my ATL folks, my Chicago folks. Y'all already know, man. You know what I'm saying? And when I say folks, I mean my people, not no gang or anything like that, man. These freaking RICO cases got me worried too. I ain't affiliated with none of that. I'm just saying for all my peoples from Chicago, for all my peoples from Atlanta who chimed in, all my peoples from all the big cities or any other cities, man, regardless of what it is, man. If you shout out your city in the chat when you get in here early, I'm going to shout it right back. You know what I'm saying? Now, with that, this been your boy, Big Man, and we out. Peace. Oh, yeah. Oh, my bad. Make sure you subscribe, dog. And make sure you're a member if you want to get some exclusive content. I got a couple things coming down the line. Peace.